Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you, and welcome to Islam and Life with me, Tariq Ramadan, broadcasting from London. In today's show, we ask the question, what is the true standing of Islamic banking?
A banking system is an attachment to the economic system in which it operates. It is widely believed that Islamic banking can work in any financial system in the modern world. However, in a non-Muslim environment, Islamic banking system can suffer from severe limitations. On the other hand, many critics claim that Islamic banking system is another product of capitalism, repackaged with Islamic terminologies. In today's episode, Islam and Life will analyse what is the true standing of Islamic banking.
This is a critical question, in fact. It's really to ask ourselves, is there really an Islamic alternative or an Islamic economy which is a response to, or Islamic finance, which is a response to the economic order and the global economic system today? And as it was said, we have Muslims and economists saying, yes, we have an Islamic alternative, and others saying, no, this is within the global system, something which has techniques that are used in order to Islamize the capitalist system from within, but not coming with a true Islamic alternative. So here we are discussing this in the middle of this crisis, and really have to ask ourselves what Islam and Muslims can provide as an alternative to the global system today. So to answer these questions, I'm joined by David Musa Pidcock, a monetary reformer. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
As it was said, it's really the first question is, do we have, according to you, an Islamic alternative system, or do we have today tools and means and techniques, when we say no riba, no interest, no usury, for example, that are helping us to think about a new system? So do we have a system, or do we have only rules and techniques that have to be respected as Muslims?
I think the question, Assalamu alaikum anyway, and thank you for inviting me. The question is an extremely important one. For the past 35 years, I've been campaigning on this issue to wake Muslims up to the fact that unless they change their behaviour, I mean, we're living in a system that is not really conducive to belief, whether it's Christian, Jewish or Islamic, or any belief that is God-given. The problem is I've just come back from this conference. Now, this is the first global conference on riba, on interest, since probably, well, in the last 1400 years, where you've had a global gathering of people. Now, many of the people who partook in this conference were bankers in the conventional sense, who had worked in the existing riba-based fractional reserve banking system, who had actually then migrated into what was termed Islamic banking. From the conversations that I've had there, from the actual expressions from the speakers, it's true to say, and I agree with, that we do not have Islamic banking. We have, and as many of them admitted, it is only a brand name. It's a brand for the existing practice, in which you actually pay 2% more than you would if you went straight to HSBC. So it is a facade. It is something. Tomorrow, are we going to sacrifice the khinzir and say that this is an acceptable sacrifice? So halal khinzir is what we have.
And pork, yes.
Islamic pork, yes, exactly. And therefore, we've known this for many years, and we've campaigned over the years to try.
So according to you, what your sense and the feeling that you had coming from this conference, with all these people coming from around the world, is that what we are now calling Islamic banking is in fact something which is within the global order, within the capitalist neoliberal system, branded as Islamic, but not really Islamic. So what is the problem?
The problem is this. I'm going to show this. This is a book I finished. It contains 60 years of research into the history of the abuse of money. What is clear from our understanding is that the Muslim bankers have actually just taken the existing system. There are two problems with it. One, it is based on riba. It has an element of increase through the wealth of others, but it's the nature of the money that they're lending. This money is not when you go to the bank, and if you're lucky, you have money to put in the bank. The bank don't lend out your money. They actually make 10 times the amount fraudulently, mutafifun based, and they lend it out as fractional reserve. And this was part of the problem that Sudan found itself in. I went 10 years ago and explained what was happening. That the money that the banks were lending was fraudulent, and therefore there was no barakah. So what we have to do is to wake up and realise that what has happened is we've been seduced into believing that you can have halal khinzir, and it isn't possible. It is possible to run an economy without interest. Fractional reserve banking, quantitative easing, you've heard this expression, is money created by, say, Baitul Mal, and it is spent into circulation.
But if you listen to some economists and some Muslim economists and Muslim scholars, because, you know, I have been also saying the same over the last 20 years. Say, look, it's not by changing the techniques that you question the essence of a system. And the essence of a system, this is what we have to question. And if we are serious about coming with an alternative when it comes to Islamic ethics in economy or in finance, we need to have a deeper understanding of the complexity of the global order and in which way the paradigm itself is problematic. What I got, and this is your position apparently, but what I got from some Muslim scholars is something which is interesting, saying, willing it or not, the system is there. And this system is the dominant system. So we need to work from within the system to reform the system through techniques, through principles. We are faithful to the principles. We have techniques. They are Sharia compliant, by meaning that we are avoiding the pure interest or usury. And step by step, we will reform the system from within. So I may not agree with this, but there is a point here that you have to listen how, if you have a dominant global system, are you going to reform it from an Islamic perspective or according to the Islamic ethics?
It's a very good story they've developed, and they are seducing themselves into believing that you can change the system from within. Many people have tried it. Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, all the way through history you'll find those who have challenged it. And if you're going to challenge the system, then you have to be prepared to be shaheed. And I say that seriously.
Shaheed, just...
Shaheed.
Because what do you mean exactly?
I mean, you have to be prepared to die for it.